Here with Zach Bass of the Cleveland Tarkington Longhorns. I think one of my cats is wanting to chime in too. But how's it going, Coach? How are you and your family holding up?
Family's holding up pretty well, kind of like everybody else, attempting to make sense out of everything going on. My wife's about 8 months pregnant, so we're here going to have a little boy on June 11th. So we had an appointment yesterday. We have another appointment tomorrow to kind of make sure we're on pace for everything to go as scheduled. And got a 5-year-old girl at the house who has to constantly be entertained. So I'm sure everyone out there with kids greatly appreciates the time that they have with their kids. And so we doing our best to enjoy this time as a family so that when things get cranked back up with athletics, we know it's definitely a 7-day-a-week job. It's not a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. So I've got as much time with my family as possible before we get cranked back up.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the biggest changes for coaches and their families. I mean, coaches, just by definition, are workaholics. And now being at home more than 2 hours a day awake is very unusual.
Yes, sir, it is. Everyone wants some sort of semblance of normalcy. We meet as a staff multiple times a week, via Zoom. Of course, we're in constant contact through email and text messages. My girls coordinator, Coach Arrington, who's the head volleyball coach, has done a great job of, mediating to our female coaching staff. And all you can do is meet and prepare because no one knows a go time yet. So, you can sit here and make plans and adapt and overcome as needed. But like you said, this is the first week. I'm in my office now. This is only the second week I've been allowed in my office. And so I know some guys are in the Houston area can't even get back on their campuses. And I know some other people have been able to get into their offices here and there. So this week our coaches have come up to help kind of bag and tag some field house items so that our kids can get their personal effects back. And hopefully we can get some information to them next week regarding, physicals, because I know only incoming seventh grade athletes have to get physicals now, or kids with pre-existing medical conditions. And we want to get them as much information as possible because, parents are sitting there in the dark not knowing what's going to happen. And all we can do is put their minds at ease is that we're working to prepare. So.
And, of course, it's winding down toward the end of school year, and you still got to do all those end of school year things like collect equipment and stuff from your students, and you've got to how are you managing to keep contact with your students during this time?
So first off, when all this started and we knew we were going to be out of school for a little bit, we created a Google Classroom athletics page. And so every athlete, guy, girl, 7 through 12, has joined it. We've had workouts posted for 4 days out of the week, and it's not necessarily Monday through Thursday. Here's 4 training sessions for you to get in during the week when able. And it's also been attached with a character development lesson, to talk about what does leadership mean? How do you identify a good leader? How do we serve others? Why is it important to take time to review what your core values are and identifying what your core values are and things of that nature. And so we initially started off with a Google Classroom page for our athletic groups. Like I stated, over 250 kids have signed up for it and have participated over the last 7 to 8 weeks. And our coaches have all contributed to that, from the middle school to the high school, from the girls side to the guys side. It's been a true group effort with everybody. And then on the football side of things, we've created a Google site to help my wife, who's also a teacher, and she's pretty tech savvy, which has allowed us to get information to each position group for those kids because we haven't been able to get on the grass or do any sort of spring install. And so we've had to do it basically all virtual. So, being out on Tarkington Prairie, not every kid has internet, not every kid has a device. So we can find ways to share documents with them to read, so they have a paper pencil type situation, and those with the ability to participate in online Zoom meetings, we've done that as well. So we've done, in my opinion, a pretty good effort to cover all of our bases so that no kids left out.
Very good. So let's be optimistic. We're going to have football in the fall. We're going to start on time. We're going to open practice first week of August. What does that look like for you?
You're preaching, brother.
What does it look
yes,
like for you, and what can we expect to see from the Longhorns this fall?
Well, like we lost some key pieces, but everybody loses key pieces every year. We lost Cole McLaughlin. He was a 1,200-yard receiver, 13, 14 touchdown kid. He's going to go play at Henderson State. We're really going to miss him. We're missing another receiver that was a key piece, Christian Howard. He had over 800 yards receiving and about 10 touchdowns. But other than that, and we're losing an offensive tackle, Micah Hare. Micah Hare is going to go to Texas A&M Kingsville to play offensive line. And so those were three key pieces of our offense, but we're still returning 8. Our quarterback, Trey Deck, is coming back. Trey Deck, he's a verbal commit to West Point for baseball, and he threw for 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns last year in his first full season as a quarterback. And that was in 9 games. We were 1 game short. We didn't make playoffs, which was short as our overall goal, but we scored the second most points in school history within a 9-game season. We were short because of Tropical Storm Melvin. Returning 4 offensive linemen, all of which played varsity snaps last year. Returning receiver Nate Carley, who had 26 receptions and was the second-team all-district pick. And a handful of kids who rotated at running back. Defensively, I think we lost a good chunk, but we have some kids returning. We have first-team all-district defensive lineman Trevante Bogany, who's already getting looked at by schools. Real healthy kid. He's going to carry the ball a little bit for us, too. They're 6'1", 215. Really athletic. Is a basketball player, runs track. We have Bradley Sanders, who played some running back for us last year and linebacker with an all-district selection. And then Rakan DeVito, who played in the secondary, also going to play a little running back for us. Good leader, hard worker. Always, if he doesn't get a hold of me, he's getting a hold of one of our coaches. If we haven't posted those workouts online yet, he wants to know what the workout is. If the huddle install hasn't been shared yet, Coach, where's the huddle install? And so he's a leader. And like I said, he's constantly pushing others to work hard. He's by example. And so we're excited about some other kids. We have a kid who's a great baseball player whose dad was in the Reds farm system, Garrett Lott. He's just as big as Cole was, has a great catch radius. We're excited to see what he does for us next year. We have a couple of young kids coming up from our freshman team. We have one kid played quarterback with us last year. His name was Trace Shirley, really good baseball player, started on the varsity as a freshman. He's going to contribute on both sides of the ball. There's another kid who's coming to play football from baseball. His name is Dennis Hollingsworth. He's a very athletic young man, played some outfield on the varsity as a freshman. And got a couple kids coming from basketball. A kid named Cameron Terrasano. He's a high jumper, 6'3", 175 pounds, one of the faster kids in our athletic program. He's just done basketball and track, and he's decided his senior year he wants to come out and play football. And so I think our style of offense, which is a 20 personnel, 3 wide, everybody touches the ball. We take what the defense gives us. Everyone contributes. Everyone has a hand in making it go. Has attracted some kids from other sports so that they can help participate. And defensively, we have some kids moving around in some spots. We had a kid named Grant Wright who played some linebacker, last year. Who's going to put his hand in the ground and help us up front. And we're really excited to see what some of these kids who come from the other sports and how they can help us, because we truly believe in. We have a saying around here called "Family Together Us," and I'm sure some people have seen it online and get sick of it because we flood social media pretty hard. But we truly believe in a group team effort, and we believe with us dropping down to 3A from 4A that it's not necessarily easier. It's the expectations are higher, so we have to work that much harder. We have to hold each other that much more accountable, and we truly believe that with what we have coming back and some new kids to the table, that we're going to have a really good chance to compete in 2020.
Very good. Well, Coach, thanks for the time. Give our best to your wife, and let us know how all that goes. And
Sure.
hope to catch up with you again in the fall.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm trying to get as much done now because we're switching from zone to man coverage now that we're going to add a second child to the mix. So trying to get everything taken care of so I can help out my wife and help out with the new addition. So I appreciate you taking time to visit with us and let us promote our kids and our athletic program. And we're excited for what 2020 holds for all sports for the Tarkington Longhorns.